Welcome. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is good old MF Michael Fletcher, and welcome to another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk. We got ourselves a loaded show here tonight. Of course, we got Smackdown Live. We're actually going to give you the recap. All three of us are going to be talking about NXT Takeover Chicago. You've heard a lot of talk about how great it was and how amazing it was. Now you're finally going to get it. Voices to the reaction from that incredible show that went down at the Rosemont Horizon, aka the Allstate Arena in Rosemont, Illinois, this past Saturday night, which absolutely topped the weekend for Backlash. And like I said, we're gonna get into it right here tonight, and there's a lot that we're gonna talk about. So if you guys are ready to go, let's kick it off. And we started it off with Shane McMahon, and he made a major league announcement. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Money in the Bank ladder match coming up very, very soon. As a matter of fact, on June 3rd is their next. Well, actually, no, it's a little bit later on in the month, in June 18th, and it's going to be, well, we got the participants that are going to be a part of the Money in the Bank, and they are, in no particular order, the phenomenal AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, the underdog from the underground, Sami Zayn, the show-off, Dolph Ziggler, and we thought the fifth entrant was going to be Kevin Owens. However, he wasn't the fifth individual, and the fifth individual was none other than Shinsuke Nakamura. Well, so, oh my goodness, holy cow, and Anthony Florio, you lead off, my friend.
Two-man weave, let's go. Michael Bullock and I, we're ready to go, MF, I'll tell you. Segment of the night, hands down. Very fun opening segment with some nice verbal barbs. I absolutely love this Money in the Bank lineup. And Michael Bullock and I had our Smackdown chat tonight, MF. And he and I, we're going to tell you something right here and right now. This is going to be, far and away, the greatest Money in the Bank ladder match ever. Put me on the record for it. This is going to be an instant classic. You had the phenomenal AJ Styles. We know his history in ladder matches. Go back to TNA when he was in those King of the Mountain matches. Dolph Ziggler, the only man to win the Money in the Bank ladder match and has cashed in and won the heavyweight championship of the world. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. Correct me if I'm wrong, MF, but didn't they have a ladder war years ago, which was one of the greatest of all time? You know their history. And then throw in Shinsuke Nakamura. Yee, oh my gosh. And Baron Corbin, one of the fastest rising big men in the game today. He's the only somewhat detriment to the fight. But other than that, I can't complain about all the other guys. I mean, when you think about the body of work of all five of these men, it is going to make this particular Money in the Bank ladder match the greatest one ever. We've seen a lot of classics in the 12-year history of this match, dating back to WrestleMania 21. This Money in the Bank ladder match, I strongly feel, in my heart of hearts, has the potential to be the greatest, not only the greatest Money in the Bank ladder match of all time, but without question, a match of the year candidate for 2017. So it will be a huge challenge to fill out the remainder of the show because, you know, with all five of these guys in the ladder match, you know. But don't worry, Shane O'Mac took care of it. So announcing two huge matches for this show. Sami Zayn against Baron Corbin, a return match from Backlash. And then how about this main event? U.S. Heavyweight Champion Kevin Owens teaming up with Dolph Ziggler to take on the dream team of dream teams, the phenomenal AJ Styles and the king of strong style, Shinsuke Nakamura. What? Styles and Nakamura partners? Holy guacamole. I don't know what else there is to say. This was the segment of the night, hands down. And believe it or not, one of those two main events, believe it or not, actually ends up being a cutout. I can't believe I'm saying that. Which one? You're going to have to tune in. You're going to have to keep your eyes peeled on this show, friends. So that's all I can say on that segment of the night, hands down. Michael Bullock, my partner in the two-man weave, come on in here. There's nothing left for us. There's nothing left for me to say. I told you earlier during our SmackDown live chat that this has the potential to be the greatest Money Make ladder match. Am I right or am I right?
Oh, you are right. I mean, yes. I mean, this is definitely the segment of the night, and yeah, I mean, this is. I mean, I do agree with Anthony. This has got the. I mean, this is going to be the greatest Money in the Bank ladder match of all time. I mean, you take a look at the participants that we have in this in this Money in the Bank ladder match. I mean, you got Kevin Owens, you got Shinsuke Nakamura, you got excuse me, yeah, you got excuse me again. You got AJ Styles. You got Sami Zayn. You got Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler. I mean, I mean, this match could steal the show. At again, who will win this? I don't know. I mean, it's just tough to tell. I mean, with the body of work of all of these men here, so. Yeah, so there's really nothing more for me to say except segment of the night. So, Fletch, I give it to you.
All right, Michael Bullock, keep your mic on because you're going to be coming up right now. Our first fight of the night was a tag team fight. It was Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair versus two members of the Sweet Valley High Mean Girls, a.k.a. the Welcoming Committee, Carmella and Natalia. And the winners of the bout is actually Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. They get the victory here. It was Becky Lynch pulling the disarmer on Carmella, winning it by submission. So, Michael Bullock, give me your thoughts about this fight.
All right, I'll give it about excuse me. I'm gonna give it about one and a half to two. If I'm gonna be quite honest, even though I lean more towards about 1.5. I mean, it was a short amount of time, but hey, they needed to get the win back for Charlotte and Becky Lynch after losing to the Sweet Valley High Mean Girls at Backlash. So yeah, so fine match for what it was. So nothing else to say except I'm just gonna give it to you, Fletch.
You mean to me, Bullet, because we're running the
Oh yeah,
two-man
you.
weave. MF had work commitments tonight.
Oh, all right, yeah.
2-star match for me. Yes, Bullock and I were more than delighted. Well, delighted actually with the outcome because we're sick and damn tired of the Sweet Valley High Mean Girls running the damn show. I mean, it's not their damn show to begin with, and
they've been deleted
for the moment. We still got a long way to go, man. This feud is far from over, as Gorilla and Jesse used to say. I mean, fine match. I mean, it was somewhat like the Backlash match. And they did something interesting during the commercial break. They actually did a split screen. You actually still got to see the action with the commercial break. This is something they're going to be doing from now on SmackDown Live. So I commend the USA Network for that, even though it was only during this match they did it. But I wish they would have done it throughout the rest of the show. That would have been really good. So, but that was just something to keep an eye on. But Becky gets the win back here, and the Even Steven booking is uninspiring to say the least. They really need to get back to telling stories with the women. So it's really all I can say on that. So, but the events of tonight sets up a very interesting match for next week. And I'm not going to spoil that here. I'm going to let MF get to that when we get to the end. So that's all I can say there. So solid 2 stars. I got to slightly disagree with Mr. Bullock here. So MF, whatever's next on the docket, I'll take it. I'm leading off.
You might not want to do that. This is the cutout.
Okay.
Sami Zayn defeats Baron Corbin in 10 seconds. Florio, do you still want to talk about it, or do you want to?
No.
All right. Okay. So I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen. But, Anthony, you get to lead off on the next thing, and it was the Punjabi celebration of the new WWE World Champion, Jinder Mahal. Anthony, you lead off on this moment.
Well, this was the second segment of the night here. Was it just me, or did Jinder Mahal sound like he had laryngitis? I mean, he sounded like he had laryngitis or a sore throat or something like that. I mean, he sounded terrible. I got to be honest. But like I said, he was sounding like he sounded like he was fighting off a bit of laryngitis, and I was having a hard time understanding him. And his voice broke several times. WWE is really doing the hard sell on Jinder being a hero in India and a villain in the U.S. Where have we seen this before? Oh, yeah, 20 years ago. Remember Bret Hart? Hello. Bret Hart was the anti-American heel, but was loved everywhere else, especially in Canada. Remember that? That's exactly what they're doing with Jinder Mahal, even though they're only trying to make him a hero in India, but hated everywhere else he goes. Without some serious improvement in his promo skills, it's going to be pretty difficult to make this last. And the reason why they gave the belt to Mahal the other night, they want to do what's called a test run with him. And we were thinking, when was the rematch going to be with Randy Orton? Because Randy Orton has the rematch clause. And MF, what did we say Saturday night when we did our Backlash preview? Or actually the recap on Sunday night? What did we say as far as a scenario goes?
Well, you said maybe as early as this week or next week, but then we started thinking maybe Money in the Bank because it was going to be in St. Louis, Missouri. So, yeah.
And guess what? They made that official. It will happen at Money in the Bank. Jinder Mahal, Randy Orton, WWE Championship. Could Orton get that hometown rub and win the title? Regain the title? But remember, Money in the Bank comes into play. Need I remind you what happened a year ago? We thought Seth Rollins was gonna walk out with the belt after defeating Roman in what ended up being an epic match, a damn near 5-star classic. 2 minutes later, out comes Dean Ambrose, and then Dean Ambrose cashed in Money in the Bank, and Dean Ambrose walked out of the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas a year ago with the titles. So anything can happen on it at any given time. So that's all I can say on that. Second best segment of the night. Even though it was tough to understand Mahal because of the laryngitis and the voice cracks and whatnot, the star of this segment was JBL on commentary. Oh, say what you want about him. I know there's a lot of folks out there who hate him because they feel he was the one responsible for Mauro Ranallo leaving the WWE and whatnot. But ever since Jinder won the belt on Sunday night, JBL was epic on commentary. He was epic when Mahal won the title, and he was even more epic during this celebration tonight. So I got to give him that. So second best segment of the night for me. So Michael Bullock, your thoughts on the Punjabi celebration?
Yeah, it was the second best segment of the night. I mean, and yeah, it was kind of tough to understand Jinder Mahal, and I mean, it did sound like he was getting laryngitis. So yeah. But he did cut it like a very nice heel promo here. I mean, basically, this is like him going after all the haters out there that have hated on him. So, And yeah, so and I said so many times before that Jinder Mahal going to SmackDown Live would work out for him because he was lost in the shuffle on Monday Night Raw, and it certainly worked out for him. I mean, do I think he could get a good run with it? I mean, it could be, but I don't think it's going to be that long of a run. So second best segment of the night. So let's move on, Fletch.
All right. And then we had a very weird occurrence. We had not a one for one, not a 2-for-1. We had a 3-for-1. Okay. When Tyler Breeze went one-on-one with Jey Uso. Tyler Breeze won the match in 24 seconds. Then Fandango went one-on-one against Jimmy Uso, and Fandango won the match in 40 seconds. So then Breezango decides, you know what? We want a shot at the tag team championships. We want another opportunity. So why don't you put the SmackDown tag team titles on the line right here, right now? Usos agreed. Referee in place. We had a tag team title fight right before our very eyes. The winners of the bout. And still, the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Jimmy and Jey, the Usos. They win it. Michael Bullock. What's on everything that just happened?
Well, to me, the two matches before, those were duds. Well, to me, basically, it's a no rating for me. No rating to a dud on both of them, as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, I really don't get it when it comes to this whole thing. So, I'm not gonna waste my time on this. I really have nothing to say on it. So, yep, and breaking news, it's about to go down. It's going to be a final. The Cleveland Cavaliers are about to take game number 4 of the series, and if it holds up, it's going to be one. Yep, it's a final score, 112-99. They take a 3-1 series lead going back to the Garden. So nothing else for me to say. Flory, what's yours?
I agree. The first two were cutouts. I mean, no reason to get into that. I know MF wants to get into everything on the show, but no, I'm not wasting my time on that nonsense. But as far as the tag team title fight goes, I'm giving that 2.5 to 3 stars. That was really well done. That was a well wrestled match. I could say it was right on par with the Backlash match, honestly. And there actually was that sense of Shakespearean drama in that. And that's why I'm giving it the rating that I am. Fun segment that was capped off with a few very entertaining minutes of tag team wrestling. These two teams would be capable of having even better matches if given some more time and more than a 3 or 4 minutes of Breezango taking things seriously. So that's really all I can say on that. So the first two are no ratings to duds. Really should have been cutouts. But the tag team title match itself, 2.5 to 3 stars. Second best fight of the night, hands down. Let's move on. And I'll lead off on whatever the next segment is. Main event time.
All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to break away because I heard, Anthony, you alluded to this earlier. So we're going to do this. Shane McMahon was backstage when all the women showed up simultaneously asking for opportunities at the women's title. Natalya to Carmella, Becky, Tamina, and Charlotte. They start going all back and forth about blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, he made a match set for next week on SmackDown Live, a 5-way elimination match, and the winner of that match will become the number one contender for the SmackDown Women's Championship and will fight the reigning champion Naomi at Money Bank. Now, this is not an official segment, but if you care to jump in, gentlemen, you can do so. The floor is yours.
I think it's going to be one hell of a 5-way match. I mean, now finally we have something to take seriously with the women here. Now we're going to separate the pretenders from the contenders here. We're going to find out who will face Naomi at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. My early projection right now, I'm leaning towards Charlotte Flair to win it because I still think it's going to be Charlotte Flair against Becky Lynch at SummerSlam for that very title as well, which should be hella fun if they book it correctly. So I actually have a good feeling about this, and I think they can actually give it some time. So that's all I can say about it. So, Bullock, if you want to get into it, feel free, or if not, we'll just move on to the main event.
Yeah, I mean, I think this should be a really good Fatal 5-way elimination next week. I mean, now it gives us a chance to really take the SmackDown women's division seriously. And, I mean, yeah, I mean, I agree. Charlotte Flair, I mean, I think she's going to end up becoming the number one contender. Well, I can tell you who it's definitely not going to be, and that's definitely Carmella. I mean, what the hell has she done to earn a right at the title? Nothing, except being annoying, along with her annoying boyfriend, whatever you want to call it, James Ellsworth. So, yeah, I mean, get the you-know-what out with those two. So, yeah, so really nothing more to say. So let's get on to that main event.
And Anthony, you'll get to lead off on the main event. It was the epic tag team fight that you were talking about. It was Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler going up against the Dream Team for the first time since Wrestle Kingdom 10 that these two men have gotten together. Shinsuke Nakamura and the phenomenal AJ Styles, the winners of the bout, in unofficially 25 minutes and 48 seconds. It was Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles when Nakamura dropped the Kinshasa on Kevin Owens. Anthony, it is all yours, my friend.
Far and away, this was the fight of the night. 4.5 stars. It's a shame these guys had to fill so much time in this format because the match did lack some flow and the crowd wasn't giving the heels the kind of heat required to sustain the long periods of grinding offense they planned out. The crowd responded to the pace picking up late in the bout and was happy about Nakamura's victory. But I don't think this match was particularly... there are some who say this match wasn't particularly special in any way. I disagree. This was a very special match. 4.5 stars. I mean, 25 minutes. I mean, it's not often we get a TV bout for 25 minutes, but I'll take it. I was happy to see they are doing a slow burn on any potential AJ Nakamura feud. That is worthy of a SummerSlam or even WrestleMania match, and they should not rush into it. In fact, I'd avoid having them engage directly for any extended length of time in the Money in the Bank match, if at all possible, but I don't see that happening because that thing is going to be hella fun no matter what happens. So I think I might have to tweak my rating just a little bit. 4.25 to 4.5 stars, I think is the correct rating for this match. It was not a 5-star by any means, but a fun main event. And Nakamura and AJ, that was awesome to see those two teaming up. And yeah, so slow your roll, gentlemen. Or I should say those in the WWE creative team. I know you're probably in a rush to get to that match, but just hold off. Hold off. We got plenty of time to build that sucker. I say you either save it for SummerSlam or, like we've been saying, save it for WrestleMania in New Orleans. Can you imagine those two in front of 75,000 for the title in New Orleans? Picture it. 4.25, 4.5 stars, fight of the night, far and away. Michael Bullock, what an epic main event.
Yes, this was an epic main event, 4.25 to 4.5 stars. Yeah, so this was, I mean, I really enjoyed this. As I'm pretty sure, I'm sure everybody enjoyed this this match, and yeah, so there's really nothing more to say. You guys, you pretty much touched on everything, Florio. So let's move on to our overall thoughts on this edition of.
And for once, Michael Bullock, you lead off. So front and center, my friend. What do you think about the show?
I thought this was a good edition of SmackDown Live. I'm gonna say probably about. I'm gonna say 7.5 out of 10 is my rating for this edition. I mean, a lot of things certainly came out of this. I mean, 2 matches, of course, were already made for Money in the Bank. Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton for the WWE title, and of course, the participants in the Money in the Bank ladder match. And you had an unbelievable opening segment, and you had the fight of the night. And so 7.5 for me. So Florio, what do you think?
7.5 out of 10. Absolutely correct. Very good show tonight. Far and away better than Monday Night Raw, I'll be honest with you. Newsworthy show. But the only thing is, I'm not going to recommend going out of your way to see many of the matches because it was heavy on announcements and it furthered several angles. So it was worthwhile to catch the show in the grand scheme. Main event, I recommend. I also recommend the tag team titles only with Breezango and the Usos. I'll even give you the women's match. I thought that was a solid match. And then those 2 in-ring segments, the opening segment and the Punjab segment. So well-executed show tonight, no doubt about it. And great way to sort out all the fallout from Backlash and a great way to start the road to St. Louis in Money in the Bank on Father's Day night, June 18th. So I'm liking what I'm seeing here. We thought last year's Money in the Bank was epic. This year's got the potential to be just as epic, if not more. So that's really all I can say on that. 7.5 out of 10. So with that being said, MF, let's get into our NXT TakeOver Chicago review. I've been dying to review this show.
And we're going to do it the only way we know how to do it. We're going to do it in grand style. We're going to start it off with the first fight of the night, Roderick Strong versus Eric Young. Of course, he had his fellow Sanity brothers in arms, Alexander Wolf and Kellen Dane with them. And when it was all said and done, Roderick Strong gets the victory. So Anthony, you lead off on this one.
Absolutely.
Give me your thoughts about that. Well, actually, give me your thoughts about this match.
Yep. Yeah, we'll do MF. I'm ready to go. 3.5 stars. Very well wrestled match. I love the dynamic that they had with Roderick Strong, of overcoming the odds, having to overcome, he had to overcome, basically had to overcome the, well, actually, no, I stand corrected. I read that wrong. 3 stars is my rating for this. My computer was acting a little wonky there because it went up and down. But now this was 3 stars. This was a good opening match with a story that allowed the crowd to rally behind Strong the entire way through, embracing the Roddy versus the world mentality, playing off of the great video packages. The right man most certainly won here. Best of all, the babyface not only overcame the odds to win, but he didn't get laid out post-match either. So well done all around. So 3 stars, great tone setter for TakeOver Chicago. Michael Bullock, your thoughts on Roderick Strong and Eric Young, the opening match of NXT TakeOver Chicago?
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna give it 3 stars as my rating on the match. So yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I mean, it basically told with with Roderick Strong overcoming the odds. So yeah, so there's really nothing more for me to say. So 3 stars. So let's move on to the next match.
And actually, for the first time tonight, I'll get to jump into the party here. And absolutely, I agree with you guys. 3 stars. I could give it 3.25. I thought this was a solid fight. I enjoyed what I saw. I got to see the replay of it. Thanks to you know, thanks to YouTube.com. YouTube has some matches already posted on the website for us. There's a little variations that they got to do, but you know, it was a great match. All right, this is one everybody is talking about, and right now in many people's circles, this next match, I think I'm just gonna give it. I'm just gonna blare it out. So I'm gonna save you gentlemen the breath. Fight of the night, the fight of the year, because there's some candidates of it, and without a doubt, probably the best United Kingdom Championship fight in the history of the titles division. It was Tyler Bate, the champion, versus the king of the bruiserweights, Pete Dunne. And when it was all said and done, no pun intended, the winner of the bout and new United Kingdom champion, Pete Dunne, he wins the title. Michael Bullock, you hit the lottery, my friend. Give me your thoughts about this fight.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? I mean, what can you say? I mean, this was definitely the fight of the night, without a shadow of a doubt. Let me pull it up here. But yeah, I mean, this match here was definitely, yeah, this match definitely was something that I really enjoyed here. So, uh, give me, yeah, I mean, this UK title match was definitely one that I think everybody's going to be talking about for quite a long time. I mean, Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, they left it on the line, and it was good to see JR out there on commentary with Nigel McGuinness, and I mean, once again, JR is part of another classic, and I'm just going to give it 5-star classic. I mean, great back and forth, Shakespearean drama at its absolute finest. All I can say is, well done to both men. Both men have nothing to be ashamed of, especially Tyler Bate. He's got nothing to be ashamed of. But yeah, so what's next for these two men? And we're just gonna have to wait and see. But nevertheless, this was the fight of the night, and to me, the fight of the year. Nothing else to say. I'm just moving on.
Without a doubt, probably the best match I've ever seen in a very long time. And I've been saying that I've seen one on top of another on top of another. For me, the fight of the year right now is Okada versus Kenny Omega from Wrestle Kingdom. I'm going to tell you right now, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne has really made me rethink about my fight of the year right now. I mean, it is so darn close. It's razor thin close. I don't know. Oh, I think you're absolutely right. This was an amazing match. This was an amazing fight. 5 stars and beyond, I'll give it. Because for 15 minutes, these two men, what I believe was some of the greatest professional wrestling I've ever seen. And I mean, even so many people, from Bill McConnell, who's a diehard wrestling fan, to Rich Lopes, who's another diehard wrestling fan, to even my own father, we were saying how awesome this fight was. And for me, that pretty much cements everything you need to know about the world of professional wrestling. For me, this was without a doubt one of the greatest, I've had to say, one of the greatest championship fights I've ever seen. Amazing, amazing, amazing match. Nothing bad to say. Anthony Florio, you talked about it privately with us during our guys' night out. How epic! Please, please reiterate what you told myself and Michael Bullock yesterday.
Well, I'll tell you what, Matt. Like I said, this was a 5-star classic. I'm going to tell you right now. Tyler Bate, 20 years old. Pete Dunne, 23 years old. These two guys were wrestling like Ric Flair and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. That's how epic this match was. This was like Flair and Steamboat when they were those ages. Goodness gracious. I mean, I loved every second of it. They took everything they did in the UK tournament final match, which was excellent as well, streamlined it, and made it even better in front of an absolutely insane crowd. Great action and pacing with both men doing everything in their power to win the bout. That felt really special. This was easily one of the best matches in NXT's history. Like I said, Tyler Bate, 20 years old. Pete Dunne, 23 years old. These men are special talents. That's all there is to say on that. And let's get a rematch. Let's get a rematch at the earliest possible date. I don't know when that is, but Bates got an in. He's got a rematch clause. Son, invoke it. And when you do, we're going to be in for something even more special. And then to have Jim Ross calling the bout, that made it even more special. So, oh, yeah. And you also have the IWC, capital of the world, Chicago, Illinois. Yeah. Enough said on that. Well done, Tyler Bate. Well done, Pete Dunne. You two put on a Flair Steamboat classic. That was a masterclass in professional wrestling right there. Nothing more to say. 5-star classic. It's in my top 3 fights of the year.
All right.
Let's not forget AJ Styles and John Cena from the Royal Rumble.
Oh, no.
Those are the top 3 in no particular order. Let's just move on to the next match, and I'll start it off.
All right. And what that was for the NXT Women's Championship in a triple threat match. The reigning champion Asuka versus Ruby Riott versus Sanity member Nikki Cross, the winner of the bout, and still NXT Women's Champion Asuka. She claims yet another victory in her career. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
3.5 stars. They had a lot to overcome as they had to follow the epic UK title match. And I feel that they worked hard and they delivered a very good match. Unfortunately, the thing that held it back from being great were the trappings of the stipulation. Too much one person isolated on the floor, and some of the safe spots were delayed and or labored because they had to wait on someone. Still, I don't think you could ask for more following the UK guys. So, Asuka continues her dominant run. I think it's going to last for another 3 months. I think the eventual day she'll lose it will be at NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3, because I think that's going to be when they're going to get her and Ember Moon one-on-one, and I think right there, that's when Ember Moon will finally end the greatest women's title reign since the Fabulous Moolah's 28-year run way back when. So that's all I can say. Asuka's reign right now, to me, I would have called it the greatest of all time if not for the Fabulous Moolah, because the Fabulous Moolah She held the World Wrestling Federation Women's Championship for 28 years, from 1956 all the way up until July the 23rd of 1984, when she lost it to Wendy Richter in Madison Square Garden. This run by Asuka, to me, is the second greatest I've ever seen, because she's been that fighting champion. I'm not going to say Trish's run when Trish had it for over a year when she lost it to Mickie James at WrestleMania 22. No, I can't count that because she was injured for a lot of it, for damn near half of it. I can't count that. What Asuka's done, she has not been injured. She's been on the ball night in, night out, week in, week out, event. Since she took it off of Bayley and NXT TakeOver Dallas, she's been the best thing going in women's wrestling. Right now, it's a 1-2 between her and Alexa Bliss. That's all I can say right now. So, well done, Asuka. The Asuka Empire continues. I'm loving her new heel character. I love it. Absolutely love it. So, on to bigger and better things, but it's only going to last a few more months. I think Brooklyn is when the Asuka Empire will finally crumble at the hands of the freaky-eyed baby girl known as Ember Moon. 3.5 stars. Michael Bullock, your thoughts?
Yeah, 3.5 stars. I mean, this was a really good triple threat match for the NXT Women's Title. I agree. I like this new heel character by Asuka, and yeah, I mean, she once again overcomes the odds and is still the champ. And I mean, great effort definitely by Ruby Riott and Nikki Cross. So yeah, it's on to bigger, better things for Asuka, and I do agree. I think Takeover Brooklyn is when it's going to come to an end, and at the hands of Ember Moon. And I'm going to even take it a step further. I think, the first SmackDown Live after SummerSlam, she's going to be going to SmackDown Live. Asuka's going to be on SmackDown Live, and what a boost that would be to the women's division there. So 3.5 stars. Fletch, let's move on.
All right. And with that said, we're going to go to the NXT Championship match. It was Bobby Roode versus Hideo Itami, the winner of the bout, and still the NXT champion, Bobby Roode. Michael Bullock, you lead off.
Yeah, I thought this was a really good a good match here, but I'm gonna give it about another. I'm gonna go somewhere between. I'm gonna give it 3.5 to 4 stars as my rating. I enjoyed it, and both guys I thought looked really good here, and Bobby Roode's reign continues as the NXT champion. So, or should I say, his glorious reign as NXT champion continues. So, and then after the match, I don't know if you saw in the backstage thing. Hideo Itami threw like a hissy fit and went on a tirade and took it out on Cassius Ohno. So I don't know. Could this be the sign of a heel turn for Hideo Itami? And I'll be quite honest, I think it would work out perfectly for him. I mean, his face character really hasn't worked out well, so maybe a heel turn would work out for him, and maybe a feud with Cassius Ohno is in the works. So we'll just have to wait and see. So 3.5 stars. Fletch, I give it to you.
Yeah, I agree with that. 3.5 stars. Very good championship fight. I think we all can agree with that. We were looking for something really good, and I think we got it. I got nothing bad to say about Hideo Itami. Great fighting spirit he has, and Bobby Roode. just being that heel champion and continuing to do what he does best. Amazing, amazing, amazing performance. Nothing more to say. This was a solid NXT title fight, to say the very least. And, well, Anthony Floyo, I give it to you.
What did you didn't really give up your thoughts on the women's match, MF?
Well, I mean, I agree with everything you guys have said about the 3.5 stars. So I kind of didn't want to go too far into it. So I'll give it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I'll give it to you now.
3 3/4 to 4 stars is my rating for this one. This was a very good NXT title match. They worked a quality story. Bobby Roode upped his game for Mania weekend, and Tommy was busting his ass and had a ton of pressure on him. This was really enjoyable, with Tommy's insistence on hitting the GTS, biting him in the ass, allowing Bobby Roode to retain. Yeah, the tirade backstage, that little pissy pants meltdown, as I call it. I mean, believe me, I've seen a lot of those in my day, and every time I have, I've secretly wanted to do something about it. But it is what it is. So, but yeah, I agree. A heel turn will do wonders for him. A feud with Cassius Ohno could actually be hella fun down the road. And who's next? Who's next as far as the glorious one is concerned? I think it's a certain chosen one from Ayr, Scotland. I think he's going to be the next in line. And I think that's going to also go down at Takeover Brooklyn 3 in 3 months' time. So, yeah, one of the better NXT title matches. And what a surprise to actually see this not in the main event. I thought for sure this was going to be the main event, because the title match always is the main event. Not this time, because we had an epic. We had a match that we didn't think was going to be the main event, but it ended up being the main event. And oh my goodness, you thought the UK title match was fun? This was even more fun. This was just as much fun, if not more.
The Authors of Pain versus DIY in a ladder match for the NXT Tag Team Championship. The winners of the bout, and still the NXT Tag Team Champions, were the Authors of Pain. But that wasn't even the story of the night when we walked out of Chicago, because what happened next was one of the most shocking, but in one way, it was expected. We were thinking it was only a matter of time it was going to happen. But when it happened, we all went nuts. Johnny Gargano got jumped by Tommaso Ciampa. The Sicilian psychopath went psycho on Johnny Wrestling. And boy, did Johnny Wrestling pay a price and a half. Oh my God. After the fight was over, he throws him into that NXT LED board. Then hits him with 2 running knees to the face, a belly to back power driver through 2 tables, which was near the announce table. And the end of the night, it was basically Tommaso Ciampa sitting on the announce table, looking over at a broken and battered former tag team partner and former best friend. Oh my God, is all I can say. Holy cow, are you kidding me? First off, the ladder match was amazing. What a title fight, man. Great match. Unbelievable battle. The ring psychology of all 4 men, it was very good. I'm happy Authors of Pain won the bout and kept the belt, because I think they still need to be the tag team champions for a little while longer. With Paul Ellering as their manager, I think I could see greatness with this team. They've been amazing up to this point. As far as the implosion of DIY goes, this was perfectly done. Fans didn't even see this coming. This was a complete and utter blindside, and fans just never, ever thought it was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen They were waiting for the right moment, that surprise factor. We were all caught off guard. None of us saw this coming, but it was done so perfectly that there was nothing more to say about this. This was another top fight of the night. I gotta say, Dunn and Bate is the fight of the night, but this one was literally 4 3/4 to another 5-star rating. Now, I'm not saying 5 stars and beyond, because for you to get the beyond part, you gotta be like out there. For me, 4 3/4 to 5 stars. I will give it that high. Anthony Florio, what is yours?
4.5 stars for me. I think you slightly overscored it, but 4.5 stars is my rating. Solid 4.5 stars. I really can't. I mean, you can make an argument to give it 5. This was great. Did really well here as the Authors of Pain came off like beasts, and DIY had plenty of hope spots and near grabs to make the Shakespearean drama work and also make you feel DIY could overcome the monsters. The Authors are 22 and 23 respectively and have been progressively improving and also delivering on the big shows with the lights on bright. And as far as the post-match concerned, that's one of the greatest post-match angles I've ever seen. I mean, that was the best post-match angle I've seen since Kevin Owens turned on Sami Zayn after Sami Zayn won the NXT championship after that classic he had with Adrian Neville at the R-Evolution in 2000, at the end of 2014. So I think this was actually even better than Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And I can honestly say it's the best post-match angle I've ever seen. So, I mean, that's really all there is to say on it. So 4.5, solid 4.5 stars, second best fight of the night, and the best post-match angle I've ever seen. So, Michael Bullock, your thoughts on this surprising main event? I was not expecting this to be the main event.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that this was basically the main event. But yeah, another 4.5 star match. This was, I mean, this was awesome, and I enjoyed it. I mean, yeah, the Authors of Pain needed. I mean, they needed to keep the belts on. I mean, it's too soon to take it off of them, and yeah, the post-match beatdown by Ciampa on his former partner. Oof, I don't think anybody saw that coming. So, yeah, there's really nothing more to say. So, I'm just going to give it to you, Fletch.
All right, gentlemen, and we're going to close it out with overall reviews. And this one's open form, so anybody who wants it, it's all yours.
I'll take it.
I'll start it off.
Actually, I heard Bullock call for it first.
All right, Bullock, go ahead.
I heard Bullock call it first, so Bullock, you get it.
Actually, yeah, so this was a very good NXT Takeover Chicago, and I'm gonna go as far as to say somewhere between 9.5 to a perfect 10. I mean, what a show! And at this point, I could say this is pretty much the pay-per-view / WWE Network special of the year up to this point. I mean, everything was spot on. You had no matches that were cutouts, no matches that were duds, and that's the best thing I like about it. So 9.5 to a perfect 10 for me. So Fletch, I give it to you.
I'll actually defer over to Anthony Florio. I'll go last on this.
Okay.
Fair enough. 9.25 to 9.5 out of 10 is my rating for it. I don't think it's quite worthy of I mean, it's almost at a perfect 10, but there were a couple of things I needed to see a little more of. But other than that, they stepped up to the plate and hit a grand slam. You basically have, I strongly recommend the entire show. Because nothing on this show sucked. There was no There was no pointless and unnecessary cutout. There was no pointless and unnecessary filler. No can't be comedy, funny, haha, BS nonsense. And that's why you gotta love this show. So that's really all I can say. So we got Bullock back in. We thought we lost him. 9.25, 9.5 out of 10. You can make an argument for the perfect, but I can't quite do it yet because a couple of things needed to go a little more. But other than that, nothing on this show sucked. So 9.25, 9.5. That's how I'm gonna rate it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. So MF, let's put a bow on this thing.
9.5 for me. This was an unbelievable show. This was an unbelievable event. Definitely by far, in my eyes, the best NXT Takeover event ever. They beat Brooklyn. They beat in Toronto. They've beaten San Antonio. This goes down as the best entire NXT program I've ever seen. No doubt about it. From top to bottom, there was never one bad fight the entire night. This really destroyed everything, and good luck to any other event to try to top this, because this was amazing, to say the very least. And we're just going to put a bow on the show and call it a night, and it is over, folks. All right, so with that said, on Friday night, we got another edition of Strictly Sports where we're going to be talking about the NBA draft lottery. Somebody won it in this building, and some person I know was probably a very happy camper. So we'll get into that. We're going to get into some previews. A preview of the Stanley Cup Final. Oh, by the way, we do have a Game 7 going down on Thursday night between the Penguins and the Senators. The winner of that game will face the Nashville Predators. The Predators are your Western Conference champions. They have won the title, and they are going to be playing for the Lord Stanley's Cup. Game 1 is set for Monday night. This Monday night is Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. And this actually might happen because of the fact that the Cleveland Cavaliers has won tonight. If Cleveland puts Boston away and wins the series on Thursday night, we will indeed have the preview for the NBA Finals. The Golden State Warriors have clinched. They've won the West. Cleveland is 1 win away. If they win on Thursday night, then we will have that NBA Finals preview first and exclusively on Strictly Sports. And then we'll also round out the night with the Major League Baseball Power Rankings. If there's any other news that gets added, we will have that at that point on Friday night on the Tone 25 at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So with that said, for Anthony Florio, for Michael Bullock, I am Michael Fletcher. Thank you so much for watching this. Have a good night. Hug the Ham Hounds, we out. So long for now. We'll see you guys on Friday for Strictly Sports. So long for now.